The tax proposals for the year 2021-22 were laid before the Parliament by the Honorable Finance Minister very recently. The theme all along post COVID has been that India should become Atmanirbhar, which is self reliant. And six pillars have been identified to achieve self reliance. One of the pillars is maximum governance and minimum government. This resonates very well when it comes to simplification of tax laws and make it user friendly. In other words, taxpayers friendly. Tax laws over a period of time have become extremely complicated, and the general perception is that not only they are complicated, but the bureaucratic overzealousness has resulted in the Indian tax code drifting away from the settled principles of certainty, consistency, and above all, simplicity. One of the chief amendments of the budget proposal has been scrapping of the authority for advance ruling. The authority for advance ruling was inserted in Chapter 19B, Finance Act 1993, with effect from 1st of June 1993. And the relevant circular in this regard, explaining the incorporation of the authority for advance ruling as a concept, is enshrined in circular number 657, which is dated 30th of August 1993. And uh, the finance minister at that particular point in time did refer, and that is part of the circular, that authority for advance ruling would help in promoting better taxpayer relations, avoid needless litigation, and in 1993, when the authority was constituted, the focus was to help non-resident taxpayers. In other words, non-resident taxpayers can seek rulings which should give them certainty about the tax prescription arising from the proposed transactions or the activities which they wish to do in India. Now, all along, the OECD and other tax policy advocacy bodies have emphasized on the need of countries having a robust ruling system so that it provides both clarity and consistency to non-residents. After all, if a non-resident or a foreign corporation wishes to invest monies in a country and would want to know what is the likely tax outcome of his proposed business transactions, and if that country provides for such a mechanism of providing a ruling, this further aids and attracts foreign investment. Later on in 1998, some categories of residents were also added who were eligible in terms of seeking a ruling, which included residents having dealing with non-residents and importantly public sector enterprises. Now, all this while, the real challenge has been that the authority for advance ruling has been not really dysfunctional, but the quorum, the appropriate composition, which requires a chairperson and other members. In the last few years, we've found that more or less the authority for advance ruling really hasn't functioned. And the explanatory memorandum to Finance Bill 2021 acknowledges that how the posts have remained vacant due to non-availability of eligible quorum, and there is a pendency of several years. Now, this fact was ticked up by the Honorable Apex Court recently in National Cooperative Development Corporation, where the Honorable Supreme Court did highlight the fact that how authority for advance ruling has not been able to really subserve the purpose for it was set. Now, in 2017, while Finance Act 2017, the threshold of having a chairperson, which earlier was a retired Supreme Court judge, was brought down to the Chief Justice of High Court or an experienced judge of the Honorable High Court. But still, in the last few years, really, the authority for advance ruling has not been able to uh, perform almost actively with interventions of public interest litigation, etc. Now, The budget, in order to further simplify the tax administration ecosystem, proposes to scrap the authority for advance ruling and introduce board for advance ruling. Now, there might be more than one board, and each board should comprise, or it is envisioned, shall comprise of two members not below the rank of chief commissioner. The retrograde part of BAR is the fact that, unlike the authority for advance rulings, whose rulings were binding on the tax department, here both the department and the taxpayer can appeal before the Honorable High Court in 60 days from the date of pronouncement of the ruling, which one would wonder would whether this would ever lead to certainty, or this might lead to a situation where matters are piled up at the High Court level. Going back to the authority for advance ruling mechanism, if the applicant or the intended or the proposed taxpayer was not really satisfied with the ruling, the option available was preferring a writ remedy before the High Court, and this was clarified by the Honorable Supreme Court in the decision of Columbia Sportswear, where the Honorable Supreme Court said that let the High Court first hear the matter pursuant to a writ remedy. Now, the recent experience of more than one bodies, which in the case of advance ruling, we have more than one authority for advance ruling under GST mechanism, which is goods and service tax. If one were to take cue from there and the inconsistency of rulings pronounced by various functionary boards of AAR under GST, is something with which the taxpayers are grappling, and we are sure that the income tax authorities would take a good clue from them, so as to ensure that if there are more than one BAR or more than one board which are now constituted, there should not be a case of inconsistency. And another highlight, in pursuit or in furtherance of having a faceless regime, we've had the faceless assessment, honoring the honest, announced by the Prime Minister, elevating it from e-assessment to faceless assessment. Now that concept has been extended to faceless appeals, and it's likely, and this budget also talks about faceless income tax appellate tribunal, which we will discuss on another occasion. This faceless regime also is envisioned to extend to BAR mechanism, which would eliminate interface with some dynamic jurisdiction and efficiency and transparency. The BAR probably can function in a faceless manner. Now, once the notified date is prescribed, the AAR would cease to operate. And what is that notified date? It should be gazetted soon. The Honorable Finance Minister in the budget speech has suggested that all the rules and methodology relating to setting up of a board for advance rulings, BAR, should be put in place in 2 years' time. So therefore, on or before 31st of March 2023, the necessary paraphernalia in terms of delegated legislation, rules, etc. should be in place. Now, the hazards of no human interface has been well pointed out by the Honorable Madras High Court very recently in Salem Sri Ram Vilas Chit Company, which does suggest the fact that there could be unintended consequences if there is no human interface at all. And the Honorable Supreme Court recently, in the case of, not recently, the Honorable Supreme Court in Madras Association case reported in 121 taxman.com 345, has echoed the independence of functioning of a tribunal. Although strictly speaking, that proposition is not applicable. But when you look at an independent body of constituted, let's say, chaired by the Chief Justice of Supreme Court or by Chief Justice of High Court, having very senior members, you would expect some sort of independence. With the Indian Revenue Services officer manning the Board of Advance Ruling and the order being appealable, so to say, by both the sides, does pose a question on the independence. We all have seen that the positions which are manned by revenue officers do generally lean or have a bias towards the revenue per se. Similarly, the Honorable Supreme Court in R. Gandhi's case in 2010 has also emphasized on separation of powers and has uh, looked up to doctrine of separation of powers and has hailed the independence of bodies, tribunals, etc. So put all this in place. The real test would be that whether the officers of the rank of not less than chief commissioner forming part of revenue services would be in a position to inspire the confidence of an applicant who believes that the board of advance ruling would be in a position to dispense a very objective decision making. Well, time will tell, but for the moment, the way the reforms are taking place on the tax administrative or the Indian tax ecosystem is concerned, we find a fair bit of reliance on digital media. And would technology help in bringing the objectivity in tax system? I guess time will tell. Thank you.